What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in the building, and you know what it is. You see the star on the helmet, You see the star on the hat, and you know what it is. We repping them Cowboys, man. But guess what? It's about that time again to get them interviews going, and we've been having a slew of interviews. You know how we do it, man. We doing this for the kids. But guess what? I got a returner here, Mr. Maeson Ray, hailing out of Texas already, where my squad is at. But man, this kid is nice. Three-sport athlete, a dog. When I tell you he's a dog, you better check out this tape. But without further ado, give me a quick introduction of yourself, Maeson, and then we'll jump right into the questions, okay?
Yes, sir. Well, like he said, he already said my name is Maeson. Three-sport athlete. My two favorite ones are football, track. Absolute dog at them. Take everything else. Yeah, I'm just ready to get off the interview. Yeah.
There we go. And hey, you already see he got the confidence. He said, I'm a dog at football and track. And he ain't lying. You go check out that tape, especially with that dude look like he jumping 12 feet on the long jump, man. He burning out everybody on the 100-meter dash, killing them, beating them by like four steps. So it's a real thing when we're talking here. But let's get into these questions, Maeson, and let's do this. So first, let's talk about this past season. You were at Brownsboro. I apologize about that. And you played multiple positions. You played running back, you played linebacker, you played defensive end. But to me, just in my opinion, man, you are a running back, man. I just loved watching you. You were nice at that defensive end, but man, it just looked like that running spot was your natural thing. What's kind of your position of choice, and tell me why?
Really, it's really defensive end because ever since I was little, I played it, the dog at it. It's just my position. I just feel more comfortable there. And I can see myself ahead of time progressing, doing good. And I just want to make myself a name for myself in the position so I can show like what I got to do. That's what.
Okay. Come up to the stay close to the TV like that so I can make sure I can hear everything you're saying so everybody can hear what you're saying. But I ain't gonna lie, like I said, you was running 60-yard touchdowns, breaking big gains, but you right. You was in that backfield dang near every play, every team you played, you was in that backfield blowing up. So who am I to say? Like I said, and you already got size, you got a good size already, and you're still growing into your body. So we can definitely see that. And if that's what you're talking about making your mark, let's make it happen. All right. So, second, do you plan on attending any camps this season? If so, what are some of the things that you like to show the coaches? And what type of things do you feel like yourself need to work on to continue to take your game to the next level?
Yes, sir. I'm probably gonna attend camps this upcoming July. And right now, I'm training at UPEC facility, all like speed and everything else. So, and going to camps, I honestly gonna like show my speed, agility, and everything what I have to offer and stuff I really want to work on. My explosiveness and my strength for the most part.
Okay, well, what type of explosiveness? Because, dog, I already seen explosive. I already seen you when they're throwing up alley oops to the basketball and you dunk it with two hands. What type of explosiveness are you talking about?
Just like coming off the ball, like right when I go, the quarterback snaps, I want to be so explosive to the point where my blocker tries to block me, I just easily pass them. Just work on it some more so I come like an absolute dog. We're at this point where they can't even put hands on me. I'm just flipping around them and stuff. So that's up to
I feel that. Well, make sure when you go to these camps, work on technique. That's the biggest thing that's going to help you. You already have that natural athletic ability. You have good size, but that technique is going to always take you even farther. So if you're talking about you want to get to them quarterbacks and getting like 13, 14 sacks in a season, those type of numbers, make sure you continue to work on your technique. Because if you add the technique with your talent and your mindset, nobody's going to stop you. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So we're excited to see that, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see what you're gonna do these next couple of years because, like I said, I seen the tape last year, and you make sure you check out the tape as well. We'll be making highlight reels of Maeson just like I did last season. But here's the thing: you transferred in January. How's that going so far?
Man, it's going amazing. Everyone's welcoming me with open arms. The students, the athletes, the coaches, love it there. Probably like the best experience I've ever gotten out of school ever, hands down.
I love hearing that. And when you left from Brownsboro, and where are you at now?
Okay, like what? Can you like describe that? Like,
okay, I was saying you were at Brownsboro High School. Now high school are you at now?
Oh, Van High School right now. Van,
okay.
Texas.
Okay. And what level is that? What, like, you know how they got the divisions? Do you know the division that you're in?
3A right now. 3A.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're at the new school. You're having a great time. Everybody welcome you, and there's nothing like that. Let's keep it real. Transferring to another school, you kind of always wonder, even if you're an athlete or whatever, you kind of worry about or how the coach is going to take you, how the people going to take you. And when you come right in and they just swallow you up with open arms, man, it just makes it a smooth transition. But let's continue to talk about that transfer right there. Now, what expectations do you have for yourself coming into a new program with 2 years left? And even what expectations do you have for your team and your teammates?
Well, the biggest thing for me, since I'm the new guy coming around, so I'm kind of at the bottom, but I want to make my name for myself, so I can be at the top of my like level for that school, so everyone knows who I am and everything else. And for everybody else, like their expectations just to play the best, be the best they can, and play the best they can. So yeah,
Do you happen to know what the record of the team was last year?
I think they went like 5-6. They
Okay.
didn't season, but the season before then they did. But they're just trying to like show the season they had before then because they went undefeated 1 year. So I guess they're trying to do that again. Hopefully, me being there,
That's
I
what I'm saying. Ain't no guessing.
but
Ain't no
yeah,
guessing. You might, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? You could be a missing piece. Don't say guessing. You saying we're gonna come in there and we're gonna take it. You know what I mean? So you never know. You could be the missing piece, especially when the coaches have already grabbed you in, the players already grabbed you in. That makes it a better bond and it helps your team go to the next level. So that's exciting to hear as well. All right, so you're as athletic as all get out. I know you were talking about you want to get better explosive wise and things of that nature, but I've already seen it. Please, folks, go look at his Twitter page, Maeson Ray. Go look at it. Man, kid is they throwing alley oops to him. He catch him with two hands, not one hand. He catch him with two hands. His track stuff is amazing. I used to be a track guy. I played football, basketball, and track as well. And I was pretty nice at track, so I know what track does for you on the basketball and football field. So that's an awesome thing right there. But let's talk about those other sports that you do basketball and track, specifically track. Since you said you love track and you feel like you're really good at it, tell me, why do you like track, and would you want consider playing it in college? If you Even if you had a football scholarship and it didn't impede, would you try to run track?
okay. I really didn't start liking track until my 8th grade year because my coach was like, do track," but I was like, I really don't want to do it because I don't like it. So from there, he forced me to do it, and I like placed first place in the long jump, everything else. Going into my high school year, freshman year, at first I was like, I'm not too sure about it, but after I was beating kids off the blocks, jumping higher than everybody, then I started to like have like a bond for it. I started to love it. And if I don't know if you're familiar with the guy Usain Bolt,
Yo, hell yeah, boy. Man, you know who you talking to. I'm old, man.
but him, I like watched him while I was in class. I would just watch how he comes up the blocks, runs, everything else, and that's where I started to fall in love. Because after watching what he's like 6'5", having the world record, I'm like I'm tall too, so I could probably like maybe do the same thing if I could pursue in college if I got a track offer and everything else. And I know you said if I could pursue it in college, if I would, most definitely would if I could, if I got an offer.
Okay. Now, would you want to do both sports, even in college?
Yes, sir, most 110%, easily.
Nice. Nice, nice. Well, hey, we might not just be hearing you on a gridiron. You might be setting track records because there's a lot of football players now, and even back in the day, that have that track in their background. And I feel like it helps you get you to another level because it's training. It's a different type of training than football. And that type of training, the endurance, those type of workouts that you do, I feel like it translates smoothly into the football game and even basketball. So I tell a lot of kids, if you want to do anything, do track because that's always going to help you in basketball, football, and other elite sports. So that's pretty amazing that you're doing that right now. Now let's talk about who kind of inspires you. Let's talk about first on besides Usain Bolt and track. Give me some football players. I think did you mention Ray Lewis before?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I think you may. I think you mentioned you like Ray Lewis before. Um, um, I hate to damper, but his son just passed, so prayers for Ray Lewis as a whole. But give me some players that you may look up to college, NFL. Give me some guys that you say, besides Ray Lewis, that you like to pattern your game out, especially since you play the defensive end position.
Ooh, really? When I was younger, one person in college I really looked up to was Johnny Manziel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started wearing like number 2, but I had to switch my number. But him, I looked up to him a lot. And on the defensive end positions, JJ Watt, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is my all-time favorite right now because dude's an absolute dog on the defensive end spot, and I just my guy right there.
Hey, you must be great minds think alike, because I was just sitting there. I said, when I mentioned defensive end, something in my head said, he going to say Micah Parsons. I promise you, this is no joke. We ain't just saying this for the camera. I was going to throw it out there just like Micah Parsons, but you beat me to the punch, so we already on the same wavelength, and you ain't lying. So here's the thing. The way the Micah Parsons play, that passion, that you know he has that attitude, can't nobody stop me, can't nobody hold me, anything. That type of attitude is why he's great. I mean, and he goes out all the time, man. So I love Micah Parsons. You're right. He's one of my favorite players. I just love watching him play. He's a different type of player. So if you're going to have anybody that you want to pattern your game after and look up to, I think he's a great guy too. So that's pretty exciting just to hear in itself. Now, you play basketball as well. What position do you play in basketball?
Center. They made me like move around a little bit.
So like in your new school, I mean, what I know obviously you play center, but what position would you like to play? Because obviously you're not going to probably play no center now.
Yeah, probably like the wing or something.
Okay, so you've like more of a forward type.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So what I was going to ask, inspiration. That was coming in my head. Now, everybody has some kind of inspiration, right? You can self-motivate yourself when you get up every day. Nobody can just push you. You got to have that self-motivation to be great. But besides that, Maeson, who else just makes you motivated to say, man, I want to be great because this person just motivates me to be great? Give me some people or person.
Honestly, my mom.
I knew it. I was waiting for it.
Oh, because she's always telling me, like, God has plans for you, and I know you're going to be great because look at you right now. You're a great athlete and everything else. And some mornings she gets up and work out, and I look at my mom's like, she doing it, so I can do it too. So everything else.
That's nice. And hey, I actually spoke to her a couple times. She is a wonderful woman. Make sure and tell her shout outs to you. She's done a fabulous job. An absolute fabulous job. So make sure you tell her I said that as well. And we're going to stay excited about that. Now, obviously, you got 2 years left of school. Colleges may be coming around, right? Or you want to stay in Texas? Got a lot of schools. Are you a homebody, or would you want to kind of venture out from the nest? What's your kind of thought pattern with that?
Either one can work, but I would probably prefer like homebody. Like I want to stay around the area. So I don't want to have to go like travel too far. So
right. So your moms can see you and everything. Don't have to travel crazy, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, we know it. Travel miles, they add up. You feel me?
Sir.
Hey, but also we always got to talk about them grades. And you are a honor roll student, so we love hearing that. I always try to ask all the young men, football, sports may not always be around in your life. So have you thought about maybe when you're going into college, what would you want to major in? And what would your maybe profession outside of football or the other sports, what would you want to
do? If it comes to like jobs, I'll probably like do like welding or pipelines and everything.
That's nice. That's a good thing because guess what? First of all, you make a lot of money doing that stuff, okay? So that is nice. So what kind of got you into wanting to do that?
My dad, because he works it and everything else.
Okay. So how long have you kind of been doing that? How long have you been doing that type of feeling that type of work that you may want to go into? What kind of, like, when did you say, man, I think I kind of want to do this?
Going into like my freshman year, because I had a class where they did it, and I asked my dad about it, and he like showed me the ropes around and got into detail about it, and I was like, this is pretty dope. I would love to do something like this because it's fun, get like stuff with it and some more stuff. So yeah.
And it's not easy work. By any means, it's not easy work, and it's a very important job. Welders, things of that nature. You don't got welders, man. There's a lot of stuff out there that's being built. it's welding. So I'm
Sure.
gonna tell you right now, I couldn't do it. I was in a class like that when I was in high school. I was like, ain't for me. I can't do it. So the fact that you would want to do something like that, that is very impactful type career if you were to choose to go into it. So we definitely want to continue to kind of pump that up as well. So as we kind of get ready to close, Mason, I definitely appreciate you. We've been playing tag back and forth to get this interview, so I'm finally glad we got to do it, man. You know what I mean? But kind of before we get off here, any other shout outs do you want to give to anybody else besides your mother? Maybe some teammates, friends, people you play with, anything like that? Even, hey, I know you got a little brother. I mean,
Yeah,
talk to me.
yeah, him for sure, and my dad for sure. He's the main reason too. Main reason why I got into football, and I love defensive end. What I did, like honestly, my mentor. He showed me what I'm supposed to do, big guys, everything else. So he's like a major one for my mom too.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every time I hear you guys always mentioning your parents first, that just means everything to me, especially when the father and the mother are there just supporting you like no other, inspiring you like no other to be great. That's just something that you should never take for granted. And that's just a huge shout out to your parents. They're doing an excellent job, and we're excited to see what you're going to do your last 2 years at Van High. Now, before we close out here, do you have any shout outs or have anything else to say before we leave?
And there's one person too, my other brother, Chicago Baker. Real tough athlete, everything goes 5-star, love him to death. That's my boy right there too. I had to shout him out off, so yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, you know what it is, Mason. You got these 2 years left. Make sure you continue to get that tape out there like you did last season, because you saw how I was putting those highlights out last year when we were doing the high school tape, and I was able to take a lot of your tape and play it. So please continue to do that this next season, whether it's track, basketball, football, so I can continue to post that on my YouTube, my Facebook, my Twitter, because that was back. This is all back up because it was down for a little bit, but now all the 3 platforms are back up, and we really want to showcase the world who Maeson Ray is and what he really has to offer. And what you have to offer is a lot. So number one, your parents should be very proud of what you're doing, and you're going to do great things. And we're not just saying this here to make you sound good. You are really going to do great things. So make sure you stay focused. Make sure you just concentrate on what you need to do, be great. And remember, it's all about family. Okay? So without further ado, myself, Big Game James, and my dog, Maeson Ray, will be talking to you on Generation Next. Peace.